Okay guys, welcome to my How to Hold series, and in this one we're going to be covering the overpass and the bathrooms area. So this is a general view of the bathrooms. There are two lanes, in bathrooms and outside of bathrooms, and we're talking about both. So we're going to be looking at bathrooms, also known as short A. We'll be covering the timings, angles and positions, grenade usage, pushing and terraced afterplant positions. So let's delve in, shall we? So the bathrooms area is defined by the dark blue circle here, and the main force of attack we're going to look from are from the fountain area, so either up to party or straight into the bathrooms. So this is where most of the terrace will come when they try to get into the bathrooms area. You can play defensive and hold this box here, and there are still two angles which are inside the bathroom and outside of the bathroom. However, here you don't need to worry about the other points that can attack the bathrooms area, which we're not going to be looking at in the which we're not going to be looking at in this video, which is from long A through the bathrooms or through the connector area. We'll not be covering these. So timings, we're going to talk about counter terrace timings, and the meeting angle. So fastest way for counter terrace to get to the edge here, it takes them 11 seconds to get to the edge of party, and for terrace to get right next to fountain, it takes them 12 seconds. So unless you play super aggressively, you have plenty of time to set up before the terrace will come. The meeting angle will be at the fountain if you do play super aggressively. So if you play super aggressively, expect you to get the pick as they're coming up the area there. We're going to talk about angles now, aggressive and defensive angles. So the first angle we're going to look at is the meeting point angle, which is just near the fountain. You can hold the party top area, outside connector, the defensive bathrooms area, another defensive area, and right on the A site. Depends how defensive you want to be or how aggressive you want to be. Usually it's better to combine one or two of them. So now let's look at positions. We're going to talk about aggressive, defensive, AWPing positions, and what I call one kill positions, where you're going to get one kill, then you're probably going to get killed. So if you're going to go for the pick, you usually jump at the edge of the party area. You can play in connector, play on either side of the bathroom's front entrance, play back in the bathrooms if you wish. You can also be outside the bathrooms there, at the corner here, which is a one kill position, and on the site. There are a few places you can play on the site. So let's have a look at these places in game. So the aggressive position is right on the ledge here. You can pick the terrace if they're coming out of the hole there. You can play in connector here, which is pretty good if you've got someone to back you up so you don't get flanked from connector. You can play here if you've got someone to back up from long. It's quite a nice position, it's a bit of an off angle. Here, if you're just doing it by yourself, it's about default position. You get them as they come up the party area. Here's a one kill position, good for pistol rounds. You can just play right next to connector. Back in bathrooms if you want to play a bit defensively, if you have to pull back. Another relatively default position. However, you gotta worry about your left hand side. Outside of bathrooms, you can play as well. You gotta worry about inside of bathrooms here though, so just be careful. This corner here, which is a one kill position usually, and then this position here on site is a good default position, quite a defensive position. You can spot and hide behind the boxes. Same with the truck here. You can spot and hide behind the truck. This is a very strong position here. It's a good defensive position. And here as well, if you want to avoid some smokes if they smoke off truck or whatnot. AWPing positions. The aggressive AWPing position on party. As they come out of the tunnel, you can get them. Default AWPing position here. It's a bit awkward as you have to watch two angles, but you can make it work quite easily, and there's quite long distance. If you have someone backing up on site or watching one of the angles, it can work really well. And really safe AWPing position at the stairs here. This is default, but you probably will get smoked out, so just be careful. Now we're going to look at grenade usage. So we've got smoke grenades, flash grenades, and incendiary grenades. So first we're going to cover smoke grenades. So a basic smoke is you smoke off this entrance here, however you still have to worry about party, but it will block off that entrance there, making them probably only come out one by one. If you're here, you can actually smoke off the bathroom's entrance here, however they can still wrap around, so just be careful. There's not really a default smoke for here. You can smoke off either side of the bathrooms here, either in or out. This will block them coming one way, so you only have to watch the other way. However, be careful, they can also go through the smoke, so you still kind of have to keep an eye on both. If you want to be aggressive, there's a flashbang. You can flash over the hedges. That'll flush anyone coming out of the T-hole. If you're in connector, you can throw a flash as well. This will actually pop flash anyone who's just watching connector, either at party or the main entrance. You can use the door as well if you wish. Again, it should be a pop flash. They may hear this one coming since it bounces once as well. If you're here, you can do a few flashbangs as well. If you're here, you can do a flashbang as well. And just an underhand throw, just outside the main entrance. That'll flash people just watching it. You should be able to peek out and get a kill, or use it to retreat if you need to. If you're playing in this one kill position, you can throw a flashbang on the hedge. This will actually flash people before they can peek you. In a spotting position, if you're playing with two friends, this is a really good place to flash. You can use this corner here to flash as well. This is quite a good flash. It does actually flash them even further back instead of where you just are, so it should slow down anyone who's trying to play super aggressive. If you're in the default position here, you can flash through the windows if you want. It flashes the same place it flashed before. It's a nice little flash. Or you can use the roller door to flash outside to the main part of bathrooms. Here, you can do an underhand throw to flash here and peek out and get a kill if you wish. You can also use this back wall here to throw a flashbang if you want to throw it down long. So this will flash it across here. If you're on site, you can throw over the wall here and flash anyone who's trying to get onto site. This flashes a lot of places. You can also use this box here to flash, which will flash default plant position, flash anyone who's trying to plant or trying to go for a plant there. Molotovs. You can Molotov off party from connector if you wish. It means you don't need to watch that, you just have to watch the main entrance. Or you can Molotov off the main entrance and have to watch party. So it depends where you want to watch. There's always two places to watch pretty much. Here you can Molotov off the bomb box to stop them planting if you wish. And you can also HE grenade as well, which we didn't cover very many. But if you're planting, you can HE grenade them. Now we're going to talk about pushing, benefits and detriments. So pushing in general can be good, but can be bad, depends how it works out. It's all about the timings and if they're waiting for you to push. So you can push back through connector, or you can push to long, or you can push all the way to B site. So there's three places you can push. However, if you push to B site and they're long, then you're out of position, or if you push to connector and they're B, you're a bit out of position. So if you push long, they can either go back through bathrooms and you'd be out of position, or they can go down A. If you push connector and they notice you, they can go up through bathrooms or onto short. Monster, they can go short or onto B site. So it's a bit awkward sometimes if you push and they spot you. They can easily rotate around and they'll have to worry about you. And if you don't have control of bathrooms, you can lose A site really easily. So bathrooms is probably one of the ones you don't want to push as much. Long you'd want to push more, and maybe B site you'd push more. Bathrooms it's paramount to get control of and keep control of. Now we're going to talk about terrace after plant positions, aggressive positions and defensive positions. Alright, so you can play here, which you can spot bank in the stairs quite easily. It's a quite aggressive position. You can play here if you planted the bomb in the right spot. It's a pretty defensive position. Or you can play here, which is a super defensive position, but the best position for after plants. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.